Hello, and welcome back to another episode, $25 or less. The last time we talked about headsets and headphones, I compared them to my Audio-Technica headphones, and we figured out that these ones, the kosher each, aren't actually that bad. But these ones, the 55555s, are absolutely terrible. In this episode, we're shifting our focus from headphones and headsets to another gaming-related device. This time, controllers. More specifically, PlayStation 4 controllers. Please, enjoy. What you see before you right now is a basic, unspecialized, unmodified PlayStation 4 controller version number 3. The current generation version, the one that came out with the PlayStation 4 Slim. So, or I guess as they call it, the PlayStation 4 Mini. Anyway, you can see, touchpad. It's actually currently linked to my PlayStation 4, which is actually upstairs. D-pad, thumbstick, home button. We got the share button over here, share videos and photos to stuff like YouTube, Twitter, and Facebook, and other things like that. The options/pause button, triangle, circle, X, square, both triggers and both bumpers. Not to mention the cool light strip to tell you what number player you are, and a micro USB port. Now, this micro USB port is here because the PlayStation 4 controller, unlike the Xbox One controller, does not have replaceable batteries. You have to charge it. But also you can just keep it plugged into the wall while using it, which is great. But here's the thing. Plugging this thing in is optional. But with most knockoff controllers, it's not optional. It's just those all wired things. There's also room for an audio headset here, or just a normal headset connector right here. And also, this actually boosts clarity of every single headset microphone you use. It's absolutely brilliant what they do with it. And so you might be thinking, well, come on, it can't cost that much. The new PlayStation 4 controllers will cost you about $50. And so I actually bought a secondary controller off Amazon for $10. This was about just about a year ago, actually, because I was having my friend. Well, actually, no, you guys know Theo Kraus, the redhead, the ginger guy from the co-host episode of Let's Talk Cars. Anyway, so yes, he was coming over. I was like, let's play some PS4. I need to buy a secondary controller and quick. It was Amazon Prime, so why not? Here it is. Yeah. Okay. This one looks like a knockoff immediately. First of all, okay, this actually, I love the piping colors here. It's absolutely looks. I think it actually looks a lot nicer, and the grips are actually nice. It reminds me a lot of the old PlayStation 3 controller, which actually had actual grips to it. Unlike this, was just a different texture of plastic. This is more rubber, so those are good. The thumbsticks. Let's get a little comparison here. Actual thumbsticks, which are raised, right here. Knockoff thumbsticks, or more like Xbox thumbsticks, are sunken in. I actually do like them a lot because they're not very good and they're a little bit too short for me to use properly. The D-pad is all one piece. However, it's a bit sunken in, so it's a little bit awkward to use. This D-pad is 4 separate pieces, which actually fits the PlayStation controller and its look a lot better. There's an actual home button here with an actual home symbol instead of on this one, the PlayStation symbol. This one actually has a speaker on it, so that in games like, for instance, MLB The Show, in Road to the Show mode, the fielders actually yell at you and talk to you, saying stuff like, I got it, so that you can actually hear in-game chatter from the CPU and NPC characters through your controller. This one has no such feature. And now we get to the triangle, square, X, and circle buttons. These are the standard ones. These are the knockoff ones. They just look... It looks like a failed attempt at creating alien language. It's just so stupid. Also, they're raised. Like, kind of like Xbox One buttons, but it's not quite as nice. These are flat, which, again, complements the style the controller is made in. Now, I want to get to these ones here. This is those are share on options. However, the font is not right. The triggers... I don't know if you guys can hear that. They are squeaky as hell. And the texture is a little bit off. Feels more like PlayStation 2 controllers. The triggers and bumpers. It is marked a little bit up here, but it's not as nice, obviously. The underside. It's just the underside. This is actually made by Sony, it says here. This is actually made by a brand called Krasniak controllers. There is no headphone jack, although you can probably see where one would have gone. That's a bit annoying. And yes, this has no option to be wireless. It's a cabled controller. People can argue it's for the retro feel. I just say it's to save money. A lot of money. Also about saving a lot of money, this is a touchpad that was used a lot in early PlayStation 4 games. It's kind of gone away now, but it's still a major feature on the PlayStation 4 system. It was a big thing when it came out. Such an infamous Second Son, you can use it to draw things. It's a really cool feature. You can actually like press it in, and then like this side on Trials Fusion is a restart button. It can be basically tasked to anything in the game. It exists on this controller, except it doesn't actually do anything. There's absolutely no function here whatsoever. It just presses, and this won't even trigger any actions at all. This is just... It's kind of annoying, because like, if it was just like looking like a PS3 controller, that one entirely, I'd be like, okay, fine, it's just a cheap controller, whatever. Here it's like, you can even press it, but there's no technology underneath to actually make it register anything with the system. It also replaces the really cool light strip at the top of the PlayStation controller, right here, which actually shows through, with this little thing right here. It also... The way it's angled is different. You can see like the way the controller is actually, it's slightly bigger, and the way it's angled is different. So you actually have to, if you ever want to use these as compared to a normal controller, for some reason, I don't know why the hell you ever want to use these, you'd have to adjust the way you hold the damn controller because it's completely different. Ugh, it's just so annoying. This one actually thing it does do right. I've always found these ones are almost a little bit too small for my hands. They're not huge controllers, these things, so I tend to run out of room a little bit with my hands here. This one that's not the case. But however, it's at such an awkward angle that my fingers will start to cramp up if it's more than like 45 minutes of play with the MLB of the show. There's no light strip on the back here. Oh yeah, also this is really glitchy. Occasionally I'll actually have to unplug it and plug it back in to reconnect for it to actually work anymore. I don't know. For $10, is it worth it? Yes? However, I do actually have another controller for $20 that has all the functions. The buttons are a little bit squeakier, but has all the functions of this controller. It's actually also you can also get a used V2 or V3 PlayStation controller for just about compared to $50, you can get one for about $35 or even $30, which is actually a much better deal than getting one of these. It says 3 over there. Anyway, about the difference between the V3, V2, and V1. The colors are slightly different. The grays and blacks are slightly fixed. Of course, the inputs are a little bit more sensitive on the newer versions. The microphone port's a lot better. The speaker's a lot better. Everything's a little bit more enhanced. I mean, as far as gameplay is concerned, there's really no big difference. But just like as far as feel of the controller goes, the V3 and the V2 feel a lot more solid than the V1s did. But any PlayStation controller that you can buy that's actually official is better than this piece of shit. Thank you for watching. Good night.